back for another edition of East Texas Tonight on East Texas Now. Oh, I hope you're having a great evening. You know, this is the moment of the night that we get to wash away all of the news. We get to shake it all off, not even think about it, not even bring it up. We're just going to have a good time, bring you great stories, and talk to you about some really interesting people that you might never know are just kind of hidden away here in East Texas. And tonight, oh, I can't even wait. I can't even wait to introduce to you. If you're not a fan of heights, don't you worry. You're not going to get scared. You're not going to get frightened at all. In fact, I think you're going to be inspired by her courage. So tonight, I introduce to you, I think I can call her a friend. I think I can call her a gal pal. I'm introducing you tonight to Danielle Blakely. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, who am I? Who am I? I'm so glad you asked. I'm Hannah Johnson. It says Fletcher there, but you know who I am. I'm Hannah Johnson. I hope you're having a phenomenal evening. Let's send it over to Danielle Blakely, giving you some just the idea of aerial arts. Take a look. All right, welcome into East Texas Tonight on East Texas Now, where our guest is what you would call one of those rain or shine type of heroes, one of those workers that does not stop even when everyone else is taking a break, whether it's for a holiday or what have you. I'm being joined now by our very own, let me pull her up here, Danielle Blakely, U.S. mail clerk here in East Texas, but that's not all that you do. You do so much. In fact, you take your job to new heights every single day. In fact, speaking of which, you're I want to call it a side quest, but that's not even it. Your hobby has turned into a career of its own. You are the owner of a new aerial arts studio called Ardor Movement. Is that correct?
Yes, Ardor Movement Arts.
Ardor Movement Arts. Now, I'm going to bring your microphone a little closer.
Okay.
Here you go. Because I want to make sure we can hear you loud and proud. So again, this is Danielle Blakely. She's joining us now. And I've got some questions. First of all, I want to pull up a picture or a video of you performing because I think it kind of helps add to, oh, that's what we're talking about. Let me play it up here. And this is a video of you. I believe you're instructing.
Yes.
So this is you teaching in your studio that you kind of helped put, like you actually took, what was it, like a storage locker and turned it into a studio.
Yes.
Let's start with that.
Okay.
And in the process of how that all worked out, what encouraged you to create your own studio? I mean, I know you fell in love with the art form and that was like your own personal journey. But, you know, when you decided, oh, I can actually profit off of this, not only, you know, as a performer, but as a teacher.
I really love aerials, all things aerials, and from the moment that I started doing them, I was like, I would really love to share this with other people.
Okay.
So I kind of had like that spark in my mind where I was like, okay, I think I want to teach this to others, and that building came available,
Yeah.
and I saw it and just kind of went for it. It was probably the scariest thing I've ever done.
Well, it's a big commitment.
Yes.
You're putting time, you're putting money, you're putting energy into something, hoping that it will spread. But, you know, I think when you talk about just aerial arts in general, you have this vibration coming off of you that is like, oh, I want to do that. I mean, it does look quite scary. And I'm going to pull this video back up of you just spinning. It does feel scary, but you have a way of making it look elegant in an art form, which in fact it is. And I know with aerial work, kind of break it down for us, because I know you teach multiple classes. How do they differ from one another?
Okay, so our beginner level class is called low flow.
Okay.
In that class, the hoop is set really low to the ground. We teach a lot of the foundational moves in that class.
So foundational moves, is that like getting on top of the hoop or the
Really
Admirous?
sitting in the hoop.
And just getting comfortable with what that feels like?
Yeah, sitting in the hoop, doing tricks that you move from sitting to, really you're just staying on that same like plane in the hoop. When we start moving up to our more advanced classes, you'll start doing work on the top bar or underneath the hoop.
Okay.
And with that, the height of the hoop changes as well.
So
that was after low flow. That's our beginner class, or our regular students that just want extra time to practice. They'll also do our low flow class. But Lyra 1 would be our next level in terms of a flow class. So you'll learn a whole sequence. The hoop will be about chest height in that class.
Okay.
And then we also have a class called Skills Lab.
Okay.
That class is meant to help you prepare for Lyra 1. So we do a lot of like strength exercises and just drill different skills that'll help you move up if that's what you're wanting to do.
So fundamental stuff.
Yes.
So the basics. And when you go through teaching and you're trying to inspire others, do you see a lot of like, oh, I can't do this, I'm not strong enough? How do you kind of help students get past that mental block?
Well, I feel like everyone kind of has that mental block when they start, so it's reassuring to others to let them know, like, you're not alone. Like, this is kind of scary for everyone when you first start.
Right.
But the more you come, the more comfortable you get moving in the hoop. You start to feel, like, empowered. You believe in yourself.
That
like,
confidence starts to grow and,
Yes.
and kind of rise up, and so do
Yes.
you in a hoop.
And your strength, too, because a lot of times people are afraid to sign up or think they need to like work out and build a certain amount of strength before they're able to take classes, and you really don't have to. You gain the strength by taking the classes.
Perfect. I think that's so cool. How did you, okay, so I know I'm kind of bouncing all over the place when it comes to topics and questions, but I want to know where the name came from, Ardor Movement. Walk me through that. What was that like? Because
Well,
I think naming anything is tough already.
Yes, and definitely if you're trying to come up with something unique, it's like every time you have an idea, it's like, oh, someone already took that name. But after I got past that point, I was just really trying to think, like, what is this, like, about for me? And honestly, from the get-go, the thing that is, like, just fired me up for it is my passion. Like, it's just the way it has made me feel. I don't know. Passionate is like the number one word I would use.
Well, I feel like you got to be passionate in order to stick with it. Those first few practices, I'm sure, are hard, but if you got a love for it, that will conquer it all.
So that is where the name came from.
Okay.
To do something with ardor is to do something with a fire or a passion.
Okay.
And ardor is basically how you would say it in French.
Oh, okay.
So this is kind of a funny thing, but at first, when I first named it, I had a friend that told me that it looked like ardor, and they were like, you ardor sign up for my class. I was like, oh gosh, I hope no one ever reads it like that. So if you see it, it is ardor, not ardor.
Not you ardor be signing up for my class.
Yes.
But I love that East Texas funny. I mean, that's a true friend to help you giggle, though.
Oh, yes.
Very supportive. Are they taking classes? Because they better be.
No, they're not, but I still just giggle about it every time.
Well, once you get in your head, I'm sure it's all you can see.
Yes.
So going back to what even got you into this, how you even stumbled upon this, because you were a working mom, you're going through everything, you're raising children, putting a name on them. I'm sure that was harder too. But how did you kind of land it? Because this is a very niche kind of thing to do. How did it find you?
So I actually saw a friend of mine on social media get into it.
Okay.
And I watched her journey, how she progressed, and then she eventually started like training to be an instructor.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, that looks like so much fun. And I contacted her, and she actually gave me a private lesson in her garage.
Oh, wow.
On like a little bitty rig, and I was hooked.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Was it just, what was it that brought you in? Was it the adventure of it, or just like the oh, I'm doing something a little bit, like, because you're in the air, you're doing something almost foreign to the body?
I would say for me, oh man, it was just like exhilarating.
It was thrilling.
I went that one time, and I mean, I was like really hooked. Like, I went every opportunity I could to Dallas, and eventually found a place in Tyler that let me practice in their gym. And
it just kind of like, it was like a bug that bit you and you had to keep
Yes.
itching. That's amazing. Now, I also know that you perform sometimes. How does that all even come together? at different events?
Well, we perform, me and my students perform at the Forge in Ben Wheeler.
Okay.
They were the first people ever to ask me to perform.
Okay.
And once I went there, it was just like, I don't know what to explain with performing because
Right.
it's like there's so much going on. Like the kids are just like in awe watching, and then they all want to try it. And
Well, I'm sure it's kind of like, wait, what's happening? And then
Yes.
all of a sudden you're spinning and you're twirling and you look almost ethereal. And it's beautiful. And you kind of mix together this, like, obviously physical and fitness, but also this movement of dance and art. It all just comes together. How hard is it to get going? And you have a student who's like, I have the physical strength, but I don't quite have the flow, like we were talking about earlier, that flow state. How do you help connect those two dots for them?
well,
Because sometimes I know, like with rhythm, you kind of have to already have that in your bones.
so I'm trying to think of the best way to explain this.
Right.
So what you do in between different like tricks or moves, the way you move in between is called a transition.
Okay.
And I feel like as you get comfortable with transitions between moves, it helps you to start flowing from one move to another. As far as like feeling the music and stuff,
Yeah.
you can teach students to like go with the beat, or sometimes you just move to the music, however it feels right.
You kind of let them interpret that for themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's different for everybody.
Yes.
And you'll notice, like in class, I'll let my students like change the music. I'll have my music playing, and then if they have songs they want to play, I'll let them play them because really you want to connect with whatever song you're playing. You want to like it.
You want to feel it. If it's inspiring you to move, why not listen to it? Right. So walk me through, like, let's start off with the beginner class. What would you walk in? You maybe have a water bottle. You have all your stuff ready to go. Walk me through a normal class. What does it look like?
So you walk in, you set all your stuff down. A lot of times we'll talk for 5 minutes or so.
Right, because it's also like a moment to kind of meet and
Yes.
talk to everybody, find your teams.
And we all really have just become such good friends. Like, someone could come one time, and then next thing you know, we're all friends on social media. We're just, like, liking each other's stuff. We're each other's, like, #1 fans for sure.
I love that.
But we'll talk before class, and then we get started with a warm-up.
Okay.
Our warm-up is usually about 15 minutes long. We may do just, let's say, squats or just
Something to get the
moving
blood
our
moving.
arms, get your blood moving, get your muscles warmed up. We'll do some stretching, and then we get started learning either, depending on what class you're in, we'll either get started on a sequence or like an individual skill.
Okay.
And at the end of class, everyone gets an opportunity to record themselves. We always recommend people doing that because you may think you're not doing good, but being able to go back and watch that video and then see how you progress every time you video yourself, it's really fun and encouraging.
Do you have folks who are like, they come in once and they're like, I'm hooked, just like you were?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, several of my students were 100% like that, and it's fun for me because when I see that happen, it just makes me think back to when I first started.
Right.
Because I've been doing it for close to 10 years now, which is really crazy.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it on the way here. I was just like, wow, that kind of makes me feel old.
No, I think it makes you a superhero because, each year, each class, I'm sure you're learning more about yourself, learning more about what your abilities are. And I think that's encouraging because you're continuing to see growth, I'm sure. And for your students to see that too, not everyone's perfect, no matter how long you've been putting in time. I think that's encouraging. So who do you think would be the perfect person to go to one of your classes?
Oh, man. Really, anybody.
Anybody.
Aerial, so one of the, most, and I think I mentioned this earlier, but one of the most common misconceptions is that you have to be strong or flexible. And a lot of times people will think that they're too big to do it.
Yeah.
We're a very body positive studio. We have equipment specifically made to hold like any weight.
Okay.
So that is like a non-issue.
I love that.
But
I love
a
that
lot
it's
of
a
people,
non-issue.
no, and a lot of people ask about that before they come. There's no weight limits. And then I already forgot the question you asked.
Well, just misconceptions, right? So
Yeah.
you don't have to be strong. You don't have to be a certain size. You don't have to be petite or anything. Flexibility, possibly. What do you think about that?
You build all of it by taking classes.
Okay.
We also have another class that I forgot to mention. 2 other classes I forgot to mention earlier. One of them is called Movement Lab.
Okay.
Movement Lab, we do a lot of strength and flexibility work. Sometimes on the hoop, but a lot of times it's off the hoop. So we'll do like Pilates inspired workouts or just like traditional calisthenics type workouts. And then we'll train flexibility, work on our splits, our back flexibility, shoulder flexibility. Taking those extra classes like that helps you to progress further if you want to. That's like the thing with aerial is you can get whatever you want to out of it.
Right.
You can just come once a week, take a class because it's fun, it helps you de-stress.
Right.
Or some people come and they're like, I want to perform. I have these goals. I'm going to reach these goals, and you can literally just make whatever you want to out of it. And I love that because I don't know, it's different for each person.
Right, and you're seeing people kind of blossom. What kind of students do you have right now? Are these working gals? Are they a mixture of everybody, men and women, students,
It's
children?
Really just women.
Okay.
We do want to have kids classes one day.
Oh, fun.
But we'll get there at some point. But it requires getting like smaller equipment.
Oh, yes, children's size equipment.
Yes, exactly. So one day we'll be there because I would love to teach kids because they're like sponges. They just absorb everything, and it's just a lot of fun.
And those ages I feel like they're like, in tumbling or gymnastics, it's like they could do anything and everything without
Yes.
even trying.
Oh yeah, they're fearless.
Yes. And do you
Definitely
think that's
fearless.
the biggest mental hurdle to get into a hoop is the fear of falling? Because I feel like for me, I have a tough time letting go of that control of not falling.
Yes, so that is a big fear. A lot of times people will be like, oh, I'm just afraid I'm just going to fall on my butt. And I'm like, we have crash mats if you were to fall, but we teach you how to do it in a way where you're not going to fall.
And you're safe.
And if you do fall,
Yeah.
you're like this high off the ground, and there's like a crash mat that's like 12 inches thick underneath you.
So you're secure because you got a team that's supporting you.
Yes.
You got a mat underneath you. I mean, what do you think we should end on when it comes to taking all of this away? That this is one of the biggest things that kind of left with you. Like you've seen, you've been inspired by what you see, what you've experienced, what you've been through, and you want to now share that experience with others. When coming into your class, what do you think is one of the biggest things people take away?
Man, that they're capable of more than they could have ever imagined.
Just getting out of your own way.
Yes, like a lot of times people will come in and you can tell they're nervous
Right.
or don't believe that they're going to be able to do it. And then when they leave, after realizing they can do it, just seeing the light in people's faces after that is just a lot of fun.
I love that. All right, one more time. The name of the company, where y'all are located, and how people can reach out to you.
The studio name is Our Door Movement Arts. We're located in Tyler. It's really closer to Chandler.
Okay. Right off of 64, I think.
31.
31, thank
Yes.
you.
Should I say the address? I could say the address.
You can say the address,
Okay.
sure.
It's 16190 State Highway 31 West,
Perfect.
Tyler, Texas, and it's Unit 39.
All right.
We'd
Well,
love to see you
and-
and follow us on social media. We do have Facebook and Instagram.
All right. Well, thank you, Danielle, for coming in. We appreciate you. Hope you have a great rest of your. All right. I love talking to her because she is clearly very passionate about what she does, but also I am very fearful of doing what she does. So I feel inspired, just like in awe of her. It looks magical, ethereal, but effortless. She just hopped up there and just woo, and she's spinning and she's flying and she's doing all the things. It looks effortless, but we all know, there's a lot of effort, control, practice, and I think that's just, again, you never know who's living in East Texas who has so many skills and expertise, and they're willing to share it with others. So stinking cool. All right, now it is time to step into the time machine. Are you ready? We are buckling up and heading on a journey. Let me pull up the details here so I do not forget. We're going now to we're traveling back in time to 2008. Tonight, our time machine heads to Crockett, where one cowboy didn't just chase a dream, he changed the face of rodeo. At a time where barriers stood tall and opportunities were few, Murtis Deitman climbed into the arena anyway, determined to ride no matter the odds. Let's head into the time machine, y'all.
Was this your first professional rodeo?
Yes, ma'am.
As a boy growing up on a ranch in Crockett, Murtis Deitman dreamed of being a rodeo cowboy. The problem was it was the turbulent 60s, and African Americans hadn't made it into professional rodeo.
I got to watching TV, and I never seen no black riding on TV and TV. I said, there's got to be something wrong with that.
Deitman did do a stint as a bullfighter, which in American rodeos is the clown that lures the bulls away from fallen cowboys.
Okay, man, let me out of here.
But in 1961, he began competing as a professional bull rider when they'd let him into the arena.
So I started and I tried. So I didn't have no problem. I got a certain lot of places they wouldn't let me ride. They figured black folks ain't supposed to be riding bulls, they're supposed to be working.
So it wasn't easy in those days being the only black cowboy around.
No, there were a lot of places you could eat.
Not only could Deitman not find places to eat, he couldn't find places to sleep. And rodeo producers would always put him last to ride until rodeo fans and fellow riders protested.
I had a bunch of good white guys helping, like Freckle Brown. He's one of the oldest cowboys. Freckle Brown, Larry Mahan. Just a bunch of them would help me.
Deitman says there was never any problem with the other cowboys. They put him up in their rooms and took him out to eat. Ironically, when Deitman played Cliff Robertson's sidekick in the movie J.W. Coop, the scenario was much like his story.
Here's one of the world's leading bull riders, Murtis Deitman.
I enjoyed that guy down, man. He was something to be with, you know. Cliff Robertson, man. He was a good guy.
Deitman kept on riding and he kept on winning. He was the first black cowboy to make national finals, and he qualified for the finals 7 times, winning a 3rd and a 2nd place, but never the world title.
Freckle Brown told me, said, the only way I can win the world, I have to keep riding like I'm riding, turn white. And I know that I couldn't do that. This is Charlie Sampson.
In 1982, Charlie Sampson, whom Deitman had mentored and taught to ride, became the first black world champion bull rider.
I guess being inducted into the National Cowboy Hall of Fame, that must have been the highlight of your career.
Well, yeah, I really couldn't believe it. You know, I said, man, I waited all this time. I thought I was going to be dead before I got it.
In 1997, Deitman became the first living black cowboy inducted into the National Cowboy Hall of Fame. 3 other halls of fame followed. He was chosen as the Black Marlboro Man, although he doesn't smoke, and he founded the first black trail ride into the city of Houston.
So this is the big ones coming up. And you do it every Labor Day weekend?
Every Labor Day weekend.
For the past 20 years, Deitman has produced a benefit rodeo in Crockett, with the proceeds going for scholarships. This year's rodeo is August 30th at 7 at the Port Ag Arena. Murtis Deitman has not only spent his life helping youngsters, he's been an inspiration to them. He's never protested or been bitter about ill treatment. Just like the legendary cowboy he is, he's just kept on riding. Until next time, from Crockett, I'm Joe.
trailblazer, a mentor, and a true East Texas legend. Now, Deitman's legacy isn't just measured in rides or records, but in the doors he helped open for generations to come. Thank you for taking that trip back in time with me. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow right after Good Morning East Texas. Leo will help take you up to 2. I'll be here at that time. Have a great rest of your evening. All right, I'll see you next time.